Hi, I'm Eric Pedersen, and this is my Week 3 and 4 discussion on growing and changing mindsets. I'd heard several years ago that you should never praise a student for telling them they were intelligent when they achieved success on a challenging task. Instead, you were supposed to praise a student for their hard work. I didn't make the connection to growth mindsets, however, until the last year or so when I looked at Joe Buller and Carol Dweck's work. The idea behind growth mindset is that intelligence can go up or down based on hard work for everyone. The fixed mindset belief is that intelligence and talent is fixed at birth. Although Nicole and I talked about all the questions when we talked last week, the 3 questions I'm going to focus on for this discussion are questions 4, 5, and 6. They were, is it possible that having a growth mindset can have a negative impact on learning, growth, and development? Is growth mindset all a person needs to be successful and achieve their goals? And what are your overall evolving thoughts about growth mindset based on the variety of perspectives you've explored in this unit? The first question I'm going to look at is it possible that having a growth mindset can have a negative impact on learning, growth, or development? I think it is possible some students might get frustrated when they are told that they work hard enough they can do anything, and then after working really hard, they don't see the results. But overall, I believe that knowing intelligence can be increased with hard work, training, and perseverance has a positive effect on learning. A few years ago, when I was teaching the formula for surface area of a cylinder and how to use it, I noticed that many of my grade level 7th graders were disengaged and stopped trying because they thought it was too difficult. Without letting them know why, I started telling them a story about my niece and nephew. I told them that my nephew always scored better than my niece on the MCA and tests like that, but my niece always had better grades. You see, my nephew gave up when the problems got too difficult, but my niece learned that if she worked hard, she would eventually solve any problem. I then told him that fortunately for my nephew, he had an older sister who showed him how to work hard. What I noticed after I told the story and the kids started working on their math again is that the kids who were disengaged suddenly started trying. I think they wanted to be like my niece rather than my nephew. The next question is growth mindset all a person needs to be successful and achieve their goals? Obviously, if a student doesn't care or try, just knowing that everyone is capable of increasing their intelligence isn't going to help that student be successful. Carol Dweck says that growth mindset is believing you can continuously develop your talents and intelligence, and believing that it is possible motivates students to achieve. She also says you need to be honest with students about the amount of work it will take to reach their goals. Students will need to show perseverance, adaptability, grit, and all the habitudes to reach their goals. This question made me think about the habitude passion. What motivates students, and intrinsic and extrinsic motivation? I believe if a student has passion about something, there's a much better chance they will be successful. This is what intrigues me about Genius Hour, which we learned about in our last class. As a math teacher, I have to go through all the standards so my students learn or have the opportunity to learn what's going to be on their MCA tests at the end of the year. At the same time, Genius Hour allows students to control their learning and study something they are passionate about. That is the reason I plan on doing a Genius Hour project with all my students at some point this year. The last question is, what are your overall evolving thoughts about growth mindset based on the variety of perspectives you've explored in this unit? In my opinion, Keimerman, Dweck, and Cohn were all saying similar things in the articles we read in the 2-week period. I think all 3 would agree that grit, perseverance, and passion would all be much more important and predictive of being a successful student. I think many educators have felt that just letting students know that their intelligence isn't fixed was enough. After reading what we've learned so far in this course, I believe I have a much better understanding of the importance of growth mindset and also habitudes in education. The last slide just gives my photo credits for each of the pictures that I had in my presentation.